On this week's episode of Hell's Kitchen Season 23, Anthony opens more about his grandma who sadly passed away before coming out to Hell's Kitchen. Pasta is the main theme for this week's challenge, and while one team has a flawless service, the other one tanks with another member losing their dream and getting eliminated. But this week, it was someone who didn't get nominated. We've got so much to talk about in this week's recap of Hell's Kitchen Season 23, Episode 6, so let's get into it. So yes, it's another week for Hell's Kitchen Season 23. We're now in the sixth episode for this season. I have to say, it's gone by very quickly, I have to say. So which I'm always loving. And the world also there was, and especially the fact because there was no masked singer this week because of the World Series. It was originally supposed to be this week, but the World Series interfered. So sadly, we didn't get an episode this week, which was a bit upsetting, but hey, it's one of those things. But we're getting a new episode on the 6th, which is in 3 days' time. I'm very looking forward to seeing. It'll be 6, so it's 6 these nights. We have Wasp, Bluebell, and Goo performing for a spot in the quarterfinals. Based on my predictions for next week, I think for this week, Wednesday, I'm pretty sure Natalie is going to be going. I'm pretty sure Bluebell's going to be going this week. And as well as I think between Goo and Wasp, I can't see them not to make the quarterfinals. So I think it will be Wasp winning Group B, and I think Goo will get the Ding Dong Keep It On belt. But I will say I could see it kind of going either way. To be honest with you, the more I think about it, I would say Wasp is most likely to win Group B, but the more I think about it, I have a feeling it will be Goo who I think will win Group B, and I think Wasp will get the Ding Dong Keep It On belt. By the way, I'm almost certain that the belt's going to be used this week. If it's not, I'm going to be absolutely flabbergasted. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be used this week. And there was actually a performance, a few seconds of Goo singing House of the Rising Sun by The Animal, which is a fantastic track. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that performance. But enough of that. Let's get into this week's episode of Hell's Kitchen Season 23. So let's go straight into the recap right now. So the episode really starts off with the next morning with Anthony talking to Brittany, kind of opening up about his grandmother. Basically, he was talking about his grandmother who actually passed away on the same day he found out he was going to do the show. He actually missed the funeral, and he mentioned that his grandmother had raised him to be a really hard worker, and he also mentioned that he watched her, work 16-hour shifts, 2 jobs for many years, and he mentioned why he was doing the show really for his grandparents, especially for his grandmother. And he actually really got emotional talking about this as well in the confessionals. He was actually tearing up, and to be honest with you, I did as well. To be fair, I was honestly in tears listening to him speak there, and I feel like since the beginning, I really have had a soft spot for Anthony. Like, he's got this typical winner's edit. I feel like I think that the show is really trying to get behind. And also, by the way, I'll be doing my power rankings tomorrow. So basically my midway predictions for the rest of the season. Basically how I think the elimination order will be. I'll be doing that tomorrow. So if you guys are wondering, I'll definitely be doing that tomorrow. So you guys want to check it out, you can definitely feel free to. So yeah, Anthony was really getting emotional talking about this with Brittany, especially in the confessionals, him tearing up. Again, I feel like I'm just really loving Anthony this year. He's definitely my sentimental favourite this year, especially on the blue team. So I definitely think he's gonna make it to the Black Jackets for sure. I can't see that not happening in my opinion. So that was that. And now we're going to the challenge. So this week the chefs had to cook with pasta, as we pronounce in the UK. And the matchups were chosen randomly by pasta types chosen by Pachinko. I've never heard of that. And so basically the score was. Let's go through the matchups. So let's go. So we had Kyle and Anne-Marie with the Pappardelle, both tied. And by the way, the judges were um Angie and Scott, who are both a married couple. I can't pronounce their second name because it's Italian. But anyways, so the Pappardelle round, Kyle and Anne-Marie tied. And then the Cataloni was Amanda, who won the point with Luke versus Lulu. The fettuccine was Joe, won with Hannah. Joe won that round against Hannah. The tortellini with Brandon and Brittany, it was tied. The cavatelli was Anthony, who won the point against Megan. And the Oreocinte, I can't pronounce that. Mcgal won the point against Egypt. And by the way, as the red team had an extra member, Brittany and Whit both made tortellini dishes, and the team basically the red team chose Brittany's dish, which definitely pissed off Whit a bit. But at the end of the day, it was revealed that the blue team won the challenge in the tie, with Joe's dish being the best of the week. So that was very so good on you, Joe, for winning the point for the team. And Whit Torlina was actually judged better than Brittany's, which actually had they used that dish over Brittany's, Whit would have actually let the red team won. So yeah, that was a bit of a heartbreaking move there from. Never wrong move, I guess you could say, from the red team there. So, the rewards and the punishments. So, the blue team, for the reward, the blue team went out go-kart racing with Chef Ramsay. And honestly, go-karting seems like so much fun. I actually did that once before, years ago. I remember I was at like a fairground, like a fete or something. It was like a vintage fete or something. It was like some sort of vintage fair, and it had like go-karts there. Not like this, but it was like outside. And I actually remember driving it, and it was like a little like car. It wasn't like those like little kid cars. It was like an actual like car. I can't describe it, but it was so cool. I remember just loving it. It was just really cool. And so yeah, I've never. I mean, go kart seems like such a cool thing to do. Like as you know, like I mean, there's so many great go karters like Ayrton Senna. Then there's another one. There was a young lad. I saw a documentary who actually did go karting, and he actually got his leg amputated. Sadly, I can't think of his name. I'll probably do that. I'll probably remember in the next video, so I'll mention it. Anyways, so the blue team went go karting while the red team had to make fresh fettuccine from scratch. So basically, they just did all the fettuccine and to grate the cheese as well with those like not those like big graters you do, but it's like the long grater, like the thin long grater, and you just have to grate the cheese like that, like. I could just imagine doing that. That would be fucking torturous, man. I mean, especially pasta making. It's just, it's like hard work because you have to knead the dough. You have to just you have to use your hands a lot to make the pasta dough. It would just kill me if I were to do that. Yeah, but anyways, so that was that. That was the punishment. Now we go on to dinner service now, where it was a tale of two tales this week. So where the blue team had a near flawless service and a near perfect service, and the red team imploded. So service. So it did have some hiccups at the start. I will say, with Lulu serving the undercooked lobster, and then Brandon serves the undercooked and watery carbonara, which was probably, pretty unexpected. I guess I think Chef Ramsay was like, I'm not letting this go. I'm not dropping my standards for you, Brandon. Which I definitely think he sees something in Brandon, so I can see. But both of them, bounce back. And overall, and overall, it was a really strong service. Anthony had his best serve, had a good. Chef Ramsey mentioned. Anthony had his best service. Idris had his best service. Joe had his best service. So yeah, both of them had basically. Yeah, basically the blue team basically won service basically, and Anthony and Joe were received big praise for their stellar performances. Like they were fantastic as well tonight. I mean, and Egypt was really good as well. Now we go on to the red team, because the red team just deflated. So the red team completed the appetizers without really major problems, but they fell apart on the entrees, with Brittany serving six meat entrees instead of four. Mcgal served salty halibut and then overcooked the halibut and then raw halibut, who were basically the main culprits of the service, and then basically got kicked out. Yes, yeah. So yeah, it was just pretty poor service from the red team. So as I said, the red team lost, and the nominations this week were Megan and Brittany. And I have to say, I was very shocked that Megan was nominated. I'm trying to think if she made any service mistakes. Maybe I did, but I just didn't. I could go back. Did she make any mistakes? I'm just trying to think. Did she make any? Did she? Did I don't think she did. I don't think she did. I don't know. I'm not too sure. No, I want to double check the episode. I'm not. I don't think. I think she might have made some mistakes, Megan, but not too many. But anyways, at the end of the day, it actually wasn't. Neither of them were actually sent home. But instead, Mcgal was sent home this week for not only her third, basically for her failures on the fish station and her third poor dinner service in a row. And as much as I've loved Mcgal this season, it was definitely for the best, because like I think she genuinely seems like a really lovely person. She seems very genuine, but I feel like I can't overlook her inconsistencies throughout the competition. The challenges in the dinner service. Like I knew like she'd be on borrowed time, to be honest with you, this week. And I will say I'm definitely shocked that she actually wasn't nominated this. I'm genuinely shocked she wasn't nominated over Megan. I think she should have been the nomination instead of Megan, in my opinion. But yeah, as much as I really enjoyed Mcgal, if you see this video, I really enjoyed you this season. I hope you go on to do great things, but sadly it wasn't your night tonight, and sadly you are the one going home. And like I said, I'm gutted that she's going home, because I really wanted to see her have like a bounce back storyline where she could really like bounce back, like Eliana, from season 21, who convinced Chef Ramsey to stay in the competition when she was originally going to be eliminated in the chicken wing challenge, but Chef Ramsey then was like, okay, you've got a second chance, then she got all the way to the final 11, which was incredible. So I was really hoping to see her have that kind of run where she could start off slow, but then pick herself back up and then continue going. But it wasn't the case this week, sadly, which I am gutted for her. I really am gutted for her, but it was for the best. So that is it for this week's episode of season 23, for episode 6 of this week's Hell's Kitchen review. What were your thoughts on this week's episode? What were the highlights? Let me know in the comments below. But also, who do you think is going to be going home next week? So, in my opinion, next episode, I mean. So, I think for next episode, I could be seeing Amanda going home, maybe. And, I mean, I was thinking Joe. I think Joe could be a bit of trouble, but he actually had a really good service this episode, and he did fantastic in the challenge. So, I think Joe will stay for a little bit longer. But I'm between Megan and Amanda, to be honest, because I feel like her edit has been a bit, she hasn't got much screen time, And I think the same could be the same for Amanda, but I don't really know. But hey, I think at the end of the day, I think it's between Megan and Amanda. I mean, Brittany could actually be at risk as well, but I think if I had to make a prediction, I think it's going to be between Brittany, Amanda, and Megan. That's my honest opinion. But hey, you let me know in the comments below what you think. And by the way, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'll be doing my power rankings, basically my predictions for the rest of the season tomorrow. So please stay tuned for that. But thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe with post notifications turned on. I'd really appreciate that. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time for our next Hell's Kitchen recap and review.